Hey guys, Danny Johnson here, and today I'm going to give you a 5-year review on how the rock-solid polycuramine floor coating has held up. It's basically like an epoxy, slightly different. I had epoxy in my last house. I tried the polycuramine this time around, and so basically it comes out a lot more smooth than the epoxy. There's less ripples in it, and just wanted to talk to you about how it's holding up. I have a 3.5-year review, a 2-year review, and I also have the full install on how to prep the concrete and apply it. So please check the video description for the rest of those other videos. And right now, my garage floor is filthy from doing the timing chains on my Mustang, and also just from the Yukon going in and out of the garage often, especially when it's wet, even if I just washed it and brought it in. So this is what it looks like. So today what I was doing is I just got some simple car wash and wax, threw it in the bucket, and went around with a microfiber and just kind of scrubbed it up a little bit. And what I've really loved about having this floor coating done is everything just wipes right up. All the grime, the grease, oil, when you do oil changes, tire marks, everything is still wiping up really well after 5 years. Granted, you can still see some darker spots where the tires go, every time we come in and out of the garage, but even that cleaned up pretty well. And if I used even a more harder concentrated degreaser, I'm sure it would even clean up more. But as you can see, as I'm just wiping this up, it's taking it off. So this would definitely not happen on the driveway, which is the same concrete. So anyway, just went around and scrubbed it and got it good and broken up. And then I took the power washer to it. And I wanted to be careful with the power washer because, you can chip it. If it's chipping anywhere and you get under it with the power washer, then you can flake it off. So I was careful with it, but I still used it to help clean it up in a lot of areas. But the degreaser is really what's going to break it up more than anything. But as you can see, we just power washed this all the way out. This is what it looks like now that it's been power washed out, and the floor is kind of drying. I then went around mainly just to reduce streaks and everything and give it just a final little kind of a drying here with another clean microfiber towel. And then I just hit it with the leaf blower since I had that and just kind of cleaned it all up. Okay, so this is what it looks like after 5 years with a simple cleaning, and I haven't put down any wax or anything to polish it, no buffing pad, just cleaning it and wiping it down. And so I am amazed by it. I think it looks great. For everything I've put this floor through, all the car repairs, and, I've scratched it in a few places, unfortunately, as I've moved the jack around, and, I've been pretty rough on it. And where the other cars have just been parked most of the time, it still has maintained a very nice look to it as well. So here, I'll go ahead and close the garage door, try to get you a look of it with the lights on. As you can see, there are some tire track marks where you come in and out often. That's a question I get. And those, again, they might be able to come out if you gave it a little bit more degreaser and some more buffing on it, but it still looks really good. For 5 years I haven't had any parts where it's just flaking off on its own. I did damage it in one area that I'll show you here in a second, and so of course where it's been damaged and chipped, it might come off. But I've also had right here, there's a tire mark from brake fluid. When I did, I was bleeding the brakes and a little bit of fluid got on the ground and the car ran over it. I can't get that out right now. Maybe with something more I would, but you can see where it's really, this floor is kind of in rough shape, but still cleanable. I could have gone a little bit harder with it, but, in the spaces where it's been used, you'll see that, but it still holds together. And so I'm still happy with it for what I've put it through. Here's a section where I dropped a dumbbell on it, okay, and it chipped it. There's nothing I could do. That's just concrete. It would have done it to anything, but it hasn't spread or continued to chip. This I had also like a rock that, a vehicle came down on right there. And so it chipped it up and scraped it. But let's look over in this section. This is the area where I basically just walk to the car where I have the Mustangs parked for the most time, and there's not a ton of maintenance done. And as you can see, it still looks really good and it's holding up very well. So I'm still really, really happy with it for 5 years. I don't have to come in and redo the whole floor. It is still holding up just fine. It's lost a little bit of shine. It's a little bit more dull, and that could be cured if I wanted to wax the floor or get into it really, but for what it is, I'm very happy with it, and I would still highly recommend it. So please check the video description where I'll put the install for it, and I'll put the in this video description as well, I'll put where you can purchase this. And all in all, I have to say that it's a very good product. It's held up very well for 5 years, and I've really been hard on this floor. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please check the playlist in the video description also for the other projects and videos like this. And if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. Thanks, guys.